We are live.
Just don't stand there. Push the button.
Good afternoon, everyone. Apologies about this late start. Goalposts were moved, something was altered, and I could not get this thing to start at all.
Mistakes were made. That's all we'll say.
I know. Yes, it proves I'm human, if nothing else. That's always an important thing to prove. Good afternoon, amazing scale modelers across the pond. Hangout number 89, starting a little bit later than it should have done. Amazing Scale Modelers is a Google Plus and Facebook community of modelers of all types and genres, all styles, and we all like to work together to give each other tips and hints as to how to build models, improve our capabilities, our possible plans for the future. This afternoon, joining us as our usual members of this Hangout. If anyone else wants to join in, just message me on Google Plus, and I'll try and send you the link. And while I try and sort out a few technical issues, if we start off with, I'm quite conscious of Heath being in the middle of the night. So, Heath, what are we up to?
It's not actually middle of the night. It's actually just 10 o'clock at night. So you're safe. I'm very well, thank you. I've been very, very busy. Very busy. I've bought kits. I've got 2 kits coming. I've built kits. Where do I want to start? Oh, I know. Okay, we'll start with a recent acquisition. I've been hearing a lot about this stuff. Microset and Microsol.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got this for my decals. Got this for my decals and stuff like that. And by what I've heard from other people, it's good stuff. So I'm not complaining. If it's good
Try it
stuff,
out on
work.
something you don't care if you lose.
Okay, all right. Right, so that one, that's that.
Have you you haven't actually used it then yet, Heath?
Not yet. I will be using it. I'm going to be testing. I'll show you what I'm going to test it on in a moment.
If I could give you one piece of advice, is
yes,
do something like that.
Oh yes. Randall, I was talking to Randall before,
Because,
and he came up with a bit of a good idea.
If you notice, this bottle is about there, whereas this bottle's at about.
Did someone spill it? Did someone spill it?
Might have happened, yes. So that's the one piece of advice.
Also, if you knock one over, you knock both of them over.
It's less likely to happen. And I also have it in a little round container over here.
Spill them equally.
Yeah, you can spell them equally, but
yeah.
It's less likely to
They fit perfectly into Tamiya rattle can lids.
Perfect. What a great idea.
Yeah.
Just screw them onto a bit of wood, and you've even got a handy dandy brush stand as well.
So there you go. Okay, next bit of business. Most people who was on last week know that I was building a Ferrari F430. Well, here it is, all finished.
Yay.
That's kit number 7 for this year.
Now plant it in the backyard and see if you can grow a real Ferrari out of it.
I already tried that. It didn't work.
Ferrari seed.
No, but this one's... the reason why the glass looks so clear is because I used a PVA glue.
Yeah.
PVA glues are very good. I find it very... Because it goes on white and then it comes out clear, if you make a mistake, you can just wipe it off and it'll go right off and you won't know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You can also use a Q-tip, a wet Q-tip, while it's in this.
That's exactly what I was going to say that too, Liam. But that's the Ferrari built, so that takes pride of place with my other. Well, see, I'm running out of room here.
Would that be the same as canopy glue?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be. It could be. Yeah, could be. So my Ferrari is taking pride of place on my table with my 3 F1s and my Commodore and my this one's a die cast, but I would love to get a kit of this little thing. This thing's a beast.
Mercedes?
380?
The SLS. No, this is the SLS.
Mercedes?
This is This is a Mercedes-Benz. This is a Mercedes-Benz AMG SLS. That's a die cast. So, yeah, but I've got my 143 scales on my table. I've got my Mercedes, my Aston Martin, my Lamborghini, and my Ferrari. This kit is this kit will probably only be found in Australia. This is a Holden Commodore, or where Liam's from. This is called a Vauxhall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or an Opel. You can see them as Opels as well. So.
Yeah, as Opel as well. But unfortunately, these Commodores are not going to be like this anymore after this year. Holden closing their doors, which sucks. But anyway.
Well, GM sold Opel, so.
Yeah. What I've been doing? Oh yes, I have been working on my Ferrari F1, which is my Ferrari 412 T2. This is the 1995 V12 monster. So this is the engine for it, and I've been working on that. And I also we have a chocolate little chocolate thing little thing over here called a Yowie. And my daughter collects them. And this is what the Yowie came in. Like, it was covered with chocolate. And then this is what the toy came in. And I said to myself, you know what? That looks like a tape. If you cut off those little bits there, and those little bits there, and you put, like, 3 engine bells there, and you cut out little...
It's an escape pod, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the escape pod. The escape pod from Tainted 4.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be turning that into this. This into that.
Scratch building.
Yeah, I'm doing scratch building now, folks.
Put a couple of A's on it and paint the dungarees on and the
That's
legs.
a minion.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's a minion. Okay. Now,
Yes, they're truly universal.
Banana.
yes. Now, I've already told Randall what I'm doing, but I'm in a diorama kind of building mood, and I'm trying to think of what subject to do it in. And I thought to myself, oh, what group build are we doing till December? Anybody have a guess?
You're doing a Star Wars group build, are we not?
Yeah, that's right. Now, I found these at my local hobby shop.
You froze. There. Oh.
I found these at my local hobby shop.
Oh, the little
Made by
Star Destroyer. Yeah.
Is that a Star Destroyer in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
I think I'm happy to see you. This is not the Grail kit, but it is a Grail kit if you ask me. So we got that. We got the Tide Vans.
Oh, they're so cute.
They're
So cute when they're small.
Little tiny babies. Yeah. And we got an X-Wing. And of course this little baby. The Millennium Falcon. Yeah.
That's the Millennium
I'm
Hatchling.
thinking of... Yeah, Millennium Hatchling. As compared to the other big one, which is somewhere around, which is behind me here. So, this is what I'm thinking of doing. We will have the X-Wing and the Falcon escaping. I'll try and do it. Yeah. Right. We'll have the Falcon and the X-Wing escaping, but right behind them, here comes a Star Destroyer and 2 X-Wings.
Hmm.
So what I'm going to be doing is I'll be getting a big piece of wood, painting it black. I'm also thinking of getting some glow-in-the-dark stars to put on the... Because this is going to be happening in space.
Yeah.
And I'm also thinking of getting a multi-channel sound card so I can put some music behind it and also some sound effects from the X-Wing, the Falcon, the Star Destroyer, and the TIE Fighters.
It could be fun.
Oh, it'll be fun, all right. Well, I'll lose my hair. I'll lose my hair. So, yeah. But what I'm actually thinking is because I had a look at these kits, you can't really like these kits. So, beginning of it is getting some pink cellophane and putting them into the little, and cutting a little piece off, scrunching it up, and making it look like that.
Okay.
So that's for the X-Wing. And on the back of the Falcon, some blue cellophane, little strip, and put that on the back of the Falcon. But with the Star Destroyer, I'm going to paint the big engine bells inside blue, and all the other little bits that are in there. All the other, do the other engines at the back, like you got the 3 big engine bells, and then you've got like hang on, how many she has?
There's 4 more little.
4 more, yeah.
Yeah, and do the 4 of them light up as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually, yeah.
All right. So we've got the 3 big engine bells plus the 4 small ones. So I'll have to. Thank God I've got a 20 scale brush. It won't be that easy. A 20-inch brush won't be that hard to do. So that's for my Star Wars build. That's for the Star Wars group build. But unfortunately, my stunt and speed build, which was my Jordan F1 car, well, we had a little bit of an accident, didn't we?
Oh dear.
Here I am. I'm all ready to put it together, put the wheels on, everything like that. I got the downforce done, and I got the downforce build and everything like that. Putting on the front wheels. Surprise, surprise! You get one wheel on, and then you try and get the other wheel on. I had the car on its side on the wheel that had the screw already in. You put the other wheel on. I mean, I was sitting on my side like that, trying to screw it in, and just as I was trying to screw the nail in, timber smash. There goes the front nose. There goes all the suspension. It just broke. It did break into little pieces, but it just broke. It was just I was so angry with myself. But then I remembered I got another one. So now I have to start all over again. But that's me done.
Well, you've been busy anyway. Heath, with regards to the microsol and the microset, if you're using the microsol, only ever apply it once and let it dry totally before. Don't brush it twice, or you may find that the decals dissolve into a mess of.
And don't touch the decals once you've touched.
Or it could shatter. Yeah.
That's fatal.
Thank you for the advice, gentlemen.
No problem. Good afternoon. Good morning.
Try it out on something you don't care for first, so you can realize how it works.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Fair
Yes.
enough,
Good afternoon, Mr. Dalmasso.
Hello. How's everything? Well, it's still morning here.
Well, yeah, I like to be advanced.
Unfortunately, the biggest work I did this week I can't show you because it was putting up shelves in the display room, and I can't really bring them down off the wall to show them to you. They are quite stationary. But I was running out of space, so I had to put up some new shelves so that I could properly display all of the recent builds. But I do have a wee bit of Falcon to show.
Oh,
let's see. This is. Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice one.
Oh, he's got the engine.
Nice.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that is nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so bright. It's not as bright as it. Well, actually, I think that's the right color, if I'm correct.
Well, it's a white strip of lights, and the part is tinted blue clear plastic. So yeah, it does exactly what you're supposed to do.
That's amazing, Lloyd. That's fantastic.
It's just a simple little.
How many LEDs are in the strip, Lou?
It's a strip LED. There are 3 every inch, and it's about 4 inches. It's strip lights.
Right, nice one.
Is that the top bit or the bottom bit?
This is the bottom half of the ship, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, is that the underside, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to have all the lights on there?
No, I'm just going to put the engine lights. I'm going to put it's not really geared to light up the cockpit all that well. So I may put like one overhead light in the cockpit so you can see some of the detail in there. And I'm going to put light in. I'm going to make up the tube that goes between the two gunwales, and I'm going to put a light in that tube so light will shine up and down through the turrets.
I noticed that the mandibles are not really that big to put the lights on in the front.
Well, if you could have, if I was going to choose not to do that because at first I wasn't going to get all that elaborate with the lighting, but you could run fibers to the headlights and do them with fiber optics.
But it looks like you might need a very, very, very thin piece of optics.
No, there's ample room. You could drill it out. There's enough of a cavity. It's not solid. It'd be like drilling a wall on a Star Destroyer and running a fiber optic out through that.
Yeah, and Liam knows all about that, don't you, Liam?
Yeah. Hey, Liam, I'm gonna be bugging you because I got one of those big Revell / Zvezda.
Zvezda Star
It's going to be the
Destroyer.
Revell version.
Oh, everybody.
But I've got one of those coming my way. So
Right. Oh, excellent. Now, the problem with the Revell one is the box is huge, but they have no partitions, and basically all the parts all
Squashed.
one way or the other.
Yeah.
So be aware of that. It's funny. When it got delivered to me, the parts had that all sagged to one end.
Right.
So it felt as if someone had put a weight in one side of the box.
Well, content's you know.
Whereas the Russian one is much better packaged. It's probably a cost saving.
Well, I'm getting used to appeasing our Russian overlords over here. So I'm start to do the Russian builds just so that when they come for me, they'll notice I'm a comrade.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
all I can say is this is probably the only Star Destroyer I could probably afford.
That you couldn't
Well,
destroy a paperweight with that. What are you talking about, Star Destroyer?
No, I'm saying.
You're changing somebody's mind with that.
What,
Just
Lou,
like
if you
a
let me
Star
speak,
Destroyer.
if you let me talk, Lou, I was saying this is probably the only size Star Destroyer I'll probably be able to afford because I had a look at the Revell one and that's like right up there.
It could be worse. It could be the new Bandai Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh,
The
what a
perfect
fast
grade. The perfect grade.
Yeah.
A farce.
Right.
What an
Behave-
absolute farce.
Behave, children. Behave, children.
At what point did you realize you lost control?
I know. Lou, one hour thing before you talked about the shelves and so on. Are we ever going to get a live broadcast from the new room?
Oh, could be sometime. I'd have to get a computer in there with a camera.
Well, you should look out. I don't know if you've come across the little 4K micro cameras, like a GoPro.
Yeah.
Get those now for about $40 that have Wi-Fi inbuilt, so you can actually go into another room and broadcast.
Oh, interesting. I don't know if I don't think my video camera has Wi-Fi. It might.
Yeah. Well, the little small ones, a lot of them. I got one as a present, and it has a Wi-Fi built in. It's extreme wide angle.
Yeah.
It's another method. Maybe the next time we're doing a hangout, I'll bring it in and demonstrate.
Even like the Sony Adventure Cam has
This is
Wi-Fi built
Yeah.
into it.
I use to make my videos with, and I don't know whether it's got a Wi-Fi.
It doesn't know. It's crazy. The new little GoPro ones
Right.
or Chinese ripoffs have everything in them. It's madness what you can do with them now. They have a Wi-Fi link, so you can Wi-Fi them into your setup. So
Right.
it's effectively like a webcam that you can
Right.
move about. You don't need to get it connected. But I'll for the next hangout, I'll remember and bring mine and demonstrate how it works.
I'll give that a good look, see and see what that could be.
I was about to just say we'll chat to James there, but James has disappeared. So swiftly move on to Phil if Phil wants to. Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Here he is. Hold on. There's James. Sorry,
I'm a base joke.
James would get a camera, I bet.
Yeah, you've got. like
Okay.
that. That's the Sony AS300, which is Wi-Fi.
Now you just plug that in. What do you use to I guess you use the screen to monitor, right?
There's no screen. Yeah, you use whatever device you got for the monitor. There's no monitor on this camera, but you can use your tablet or your.
Well, I was gonna say if I was going to do that, I could just use the camera that's built into the tablet.
You could.
Yeah, that's an R method of doing it. Yeah.
I mean, the difference is like this is 4K, but that's beside
Right.
the point.
He's breaking up, Jim.
Well, since you're back, James, what are you at the minute or working on?
What am I on? Well, I haven't done a whole ton of a lot this week. I've been trying to enjoy the weather while the sun's out, but I've got a project I've got to start. I still haven't quite totally finished my Falcon 9, but this is for a project for a present from my sister, whose birthday is next month.
You better get going, huh?
Oh yeah. So where's my screen share? Here we go.
Can't quite. Oh, there he is.
There.
Oh.
That's what I'm up to doing. Not with this frame. I've got a different idea for her. That's basic one, and then add all the. Well, I'm going to add the greenery. I got trees in that for it. I'm going to put some water effects in that pool.
Now, I was going to ask you about that. Doesn't that warp the paper?
No, it shouldn't be. If there's not a lot of water in it, it should not be a problem.
Okay.
And acrylic water effect should not be a problem.
I like the Alps in the background.
Oh, the Alps. Yeah, they're three-dimensional, too. There's three layers to it. So it's like a decoupage type background.
It definitely looks better with the foliage on it.
Yeah.
Show them the planned container, James. I thought that was
Oh yeah.
Idea.
Okay. Give me a sec here.
Now, James, could you do the instead of the stone work there? Could you use tiny rocks and make it look like gravel?
I could, but what I'm planning on putting it in is I got.
Oh wow!
Yes.
I thought that's a brilliant idea.
What a great idea!
Yeah.
It would actually work for certain models as well, or figures. You could do something in something similar.
Yeah.
You can get a green version for a Green Lantern figure.
Yeah. Well, why not?
I'm thinking, what am I? It's because I've been watching those Sinbad movies, but I'm thinking a little tiny figure in there, like like a Persian princess or something from the Sinbad movies.
Yep. Can't think of her name. I asked. So that's. I mean, so are you? Have you?
That's what I'm up to. You know, pretty much. You know, so I've got the church. The one thing I'm going to do with the church is different. Is I'm going to cut out all the windows and put a relief in behind it. And the same with the clock tower. I'm going to relieve that too.
Put real clockworks in behind what?
Well, that would be the thing. That'd be a pretty tiny clock, considering it's only about.
Yeah, I didn't know the scale of it till I saw your lamp.
It's only about 3/8 of an inch in diameter. So
the wristwatch.
Yeah, or one of those
real tiny wristwatch,
mini carriage clocks or something like that.
Yeah, well,
cut it out and put a little digital clock in there.
Yeah, a medieval castle with
of course, the Roman numerals or something.
I give you an idea what the background.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The hills are alive.
So yeah. I think she'll be very impressed when she gets that as a present.
So that's what the plan is starting next week. So
hope she doesn't watch these Hangouts.
No, she don't.
Okay, is that you for the moment?
That's me for the moment. Anyway.
Okay. Hi, Phil. I thought I wasn't going to get you on today with all that technical
Well,
I
it's
didn't think I
9
was
o'clock.
going
It's time to stop now.
What are you up to?
Right. Well, I noticed what Heath was saying about his micro set and micro soul. That's my little setup.
Oh,
Yeah. Is it due to an incident?
No, it's more due to incidents I've heard about.
Yeah, no, very well. I wish someone had told me. So,
Yeah. So basically, yeah, and it's a separate brush for each as well, so I don't mix it around. I've even got an color coded numbers on the top, so 1 for the first one and 2 for the second one.
That's a good idea.
So I don't get the lids mixed up and all sorts. So
Yeah,
that's what I've got sorted.
my
Well,
setup is basically, it sews two together, but it's just a desk tidy, and it just means you're not going to have a disaster because it's quite strong. The smell's very strong. So it's like a vinegar smell.
Tell me about it.
But pungent, I think, is the word.
there's a refined acetic acid. So,
Yeah, I
So-
think it's
One
citric
smells like
acid
vinegar,
that's
one
in
smells
them.
like
Yeah.
acid or something like that, acetone or something like that.
Yeah.
And you don't want to mix up
But,
the
yeah.
sets with the soul.
No. And thank you for letting me know. And thank you for letting me know about having to use 2 separate brushes because I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, it's I'd say the blue brush is for the blue bottle, and because I haven't got a red handled brush,
You got paint,
I
though,
just
don't
stuck
you?
a bit of red tape around it. Just so I don't have a senior moment and really mess it up.
One hour small tip, Heath, is if you are putting your decals, I don't know how much water you use. I use a very small, like a little small dish. If you put the water, just add a drop of the micro set into the water.
Yeah.
It just helps then adhere to you. And then say that whatever you're putting the decals on has to be glossy as well. It just won't work really without.
Yeah.
All right.
On the side.
You didn't know this came with so many rules, did you?
Well, that's like everything else in modeling. Anyway. So,
I just want to put some decals down.
I see a tank box in the background. Is that what you're working on, or something else, Phil?
Well, the Merkava, that's actually a club group build IDF. That's about as far as I've got with it. Hang on. I only started it Thursday. There's all my road wheels. So nothing massive on that one. The one that's really close to being finished now is
Your Comet.
Yeah.
now I've got to trim the base down. The base is all very rough at the moment.
I like the idea. Is that a perspex rod?
It's it's a piece of acrylic rod. And I'm going to try, because I'm going to cover most of it with simulated smoke. Just bear with me. My plan is, I don't know whether this will show up or not, is to, I don't know if you can see the
light. Yep.
We'll light it up.
The light.
The base.
So basically, I've got my phone items at the moment, but it should just sort of show up as a little bit illuminated.
Yeah. Just white, or are you going for another color?
Yeah, it'll just be a white because it was just a steady. Because it was really brightish, but not massively bright. I just need something to just show that it's.
You're not adding any form of cotton wool or anything like that to get the effect.
That's what I'm planning to do for the effect of the smoke on the acrylic rod.
Excellent.
So there'll be a clear bit just behind it, and then I'll sort of, because I've got to blend it in as well, and I'll use the smoke to blend it in, and
Glue that down to the acrylic rod.
I'll glue the acrylic rod down to the base, but
No, I'm sorry. How do you glue the cotton onto the
Oh, how will I glue that on? That's a really good question. Probably white glue.
Yep.
Okay. I've seen it done. I've never tried it myself. I was always curious as to how it was done.
Dropping the I don't know if you can see that. Dropping the undercarriage, so I'm going to have that suspended somehow, and not be too obviously suspended. I might use a bit of easy line to the base and to the acrylic rod, and suspend it in the middle somewhere.
It's nice to see it in a dynamic mode, because otherwise that it's a it obviously was a rocket powered aircraft, so it needs the dynamism in the display.
Yep.
Nice one.
So that'll be my contribution to the stunt and speed. And just put that safely up there. Hopefully it's safely up there. I had something in the post this week, all the way from Japan.
They're getting smaller and smaller. Yes.
I got these because I wanted to go with me AT-AT.
I was going to say the snow speeder, especially, it looks to be the right scale for the.
They're all the same scale. And the ATST is actually because the Wasp one.
Small. That is so small.
If I remember right,
beautifully detailed.
If I remember correctly, there was an ATST appeared briefly in the Battle of Hoth.
But very briefly after Luke had, I think it was when he jumped down from chucking the grenade into the
background.
There. When he's on the ground, he wakes up, then you see the ATST come by.
Yeah, in the background.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm planning on doing with that. Sorry, there we go.
Are you going to have a snow surface?
Yes. I'll do a snow base. I'll do a Hoth base. I'm going to try and get that snow speeder suspended from wire, wrapped around the legs of the.
That's a good idea. I've seen that done before too. So you use the tow cable as a.
As the suspension, but it's heavier than the ones that you remember the old. It wasn't. Was it AMT? The
AMT.
Yeah. Remember the two little snow speeders? I think the two little snow speeders you get with it, and you also had a couple of.
Yeah, you had laser turrets and snow.
Well, the snow speeder that came with that was much lighter. Get away with the same thing on that one. That model's in bits and missing loads of bits and pieces now. So
use it for salvage or for future scratch builds.
If I can find enough of it, I might use it in a destroyed.
Destroyed snow speeder.
You know the old AMT AT-AT.
Oh yeah.
Use that as a destroyed one.
Nice one. I look forward to seeing the diorama anyway, because that if I get round to my AT-AT before the end of the year, that's the plan I had to was to have some kind of snow base, but it's just planning how to do that without ending up with dandruff effect everywhere. So
yeah. Well, I've bought. I don't know how good it is. It's a small one, but there's the
Tamiya one. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I think AK Interactive do one as well.
Yeah. I'll have to play with that. See if I can get that to look good.
Or do what they did in the original film props. I think they used baking soda.
Yeah, you're right.
So
just don't sneeze during construction.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
Baking soda, you can't fix it properly and if you're going to shows and displaying.
Yeah, just spray a fixative on top of it. That will keep it in place.
That you for the moment.
One other thing, just slowly but surely, I've been building up the water effects.
For the crash Kugelwagen.
Yeah. Because and I've got a few figures. They're not.
not scale.
But he's going to be sitting there looking at it. They're going to be sort of standing around looking at and trying to work out what they're going to do with it, while the Tiger tank
travels past,
ignoring them.
It's a hard scale to work on. The 176.
If I can find a figure that works, I'm going to try and get them sort of holding up a tow rope, asking for just ignoring them and driving past.
Yeah.
Nice one. Very
So
good.
yeah, I think that's me for the moment.
If we move on then to my nearest co-modeler, Randall.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Sorry, go ahead. You okay, Randall?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if Phil.
We caught him on the hop.
Well, yeah, I don't know anyone else nearer than you, just down the road, so I can almost see you.
Right.
Caught him on the hop.
Unfortunately, I haven't done much since the last hangout. The modeler's curse, a social life, keeps interfering.
Yeah.
I know all about it.
But I have made a little bit of progress on the bat missile that I've been working on. Managed to de-chrome the plastic parts. I've also got the wheel boogies put together. I nearly said wheel boogies there, but that might have been something else entirely.
Yeah.
And the bat symbol painted on too, of course, which wasn't easy.
Not easy, no. It's head magnifiers and lots of tiny amounts of paint. What I should have done was got hold of one of those chrome pens.
Yeah.
Might have made life a wee bit easier. I'm actually going to have a go at lighting the. I keep wanting to say cockpit. It's the.
Yeah,
the dashboard. The dashboard.
But it's more of a rocket almost, that car. So I mean, cockpit's not inaccurate.
I decided I would drill out the instrument dials, the more analog variety, and
I can't see Randall.
Everyone else seeing him? I've got him at this end.
I see him fine.
You see him? Yep.
I'm just getting the black screen with Randall and the up arrow.
Right. You're lucky, Heath. The rest of us have to look at him.
yeah, God help me.
How's that? Is that any better?
Hang on, I'm seeing. Hold on. There he is. Now I can see him.
Okay. Right, Randall. Sorry.
I drilled out. You can see it there. We're on it.
There you go. Wow.
I drilled out the analog dials on the dashboard, and I had thought of putting instrument decals inside, and then or putting like a clear piece on the back.
Have you thought of using microcrystal clear?
That's
What you've done in two of them?
Yep. I've sort of done that. I filled the back. The holes themselves were too thick, essentially.
Uh-huh.
It was too thick. So I put canopy glue inside, and then I've laid punched out discs of clear plastic. So when the decal, I'll mask them off and then paint the dashboard, and then lay the decals down, and hopefully the canopy glue should actually help spread some of the light.
Right.
Some of the light through.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I did something very similar to that on the Proteus, and I bored out the gauges, and I used the canopy glue to fill them back in and let them dry for about a day, and they were perfectly clear. And I put the decal, which was clear, on top of it.
Yeah.
And then I put another drop of the decal or the canopy glue on top of the decal.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sandwiched it in between layers of clear glue, and it worked fine.
Might not have to use.
You won't have to use any plastic that way.
Yeah,
Are you going to use aircraft dials? Is that the plan, or?
that was the plan. Yep, I have a set of them here. Sorry, had a set of them. Yeah. Yep, I was going to use like this kind of thing here.
Oh wow! What a handy thing.
They're all
Various sizes.
various sizes and different dials for different things. There's a guide as to what each instrument does, but in my case, it will be just whatever looks the coolest where it is.
Yeah.
What does it
Which
do?
one
It goes
fits?
from 1 to 100. That's what it means.
Yeah, I might actually do that, Lou. That is a good idea. It means though that I've just spent about half an hour of my life punching out these little things.
Well, you can do tiny monocles.
Yeah. Yeah, if I ever get that penguin figure.
Yeah.
That you worked on there a few weeks ago. I can't get the tweezers to let go of it. Get off. Go away.
Is everything else on hold at the minute then while you finish that one?
Everything else is on hold. The Falcon has been on hold.
The X-Wing?
I'm deeply envious
The
there
X-
because
The X1, I mean, sorry.
when the Bell X1, that's kind of on hold. I just I've been slowly but surely adding bits of detail to the cockpit, scratch building, what have you, in the process of refining the seat back.
Neat.
It's not actually glued in yet. It's just sitting there loose, and that'll allow me to add photo etch
Belts.
seat harness and belts and what have you.
All the comforts of home.
All the comforts at home. All the things that stop poor Chuck from getting rattled about inside his cockpit. Anything of that to show? Yeah. No, I think I showed this last time. I'm not too sure. Did I? The hatch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did. That's okay. Yeah. The beginnings of extra detail on the instrument panel. Unfortunately, it's all painted black at the minute. You can't see what.
It does show up.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going from a more traditional idea with that, which the decals, and then
Yep, that'll be more of these instrument decals will be going on it.
yeah.
Early Allied jets should cover it.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly but surely, I'm working my way through that.
Well, I'm in a similar boat. I think that you're on a bit. I was away for a fair chunk of last week and this week, so I've only been back since Tuesday. And as always, then things or more important things took over. But I've been still working at the Messerschmitt. Almost there. I don't know. Hold on, try and stretch across here. So the
That's looking good, Liam.
cockpit's now revealed. Focus, yeah. So it's better down like this with the aiming thing at the. I can't think what it's called. The thing sticking out of the front of the window there will be the
gun sight.
The gun sight for the pilot. Yep. And then you've got the rear gunner in the back. Turn it right. This is difficult. Using two hands at once was a bad idea. Come back a bit left. That's it. Okay.
Careful, might drop.
Oh no,
That
I
was
won't do that.
It was part of a group build, wasn't
that was
it?
a group build, which I was way behind with Phil. So, but again, I've learned an awful lot about different techniques and way of doing things that I haven't done before. And then you can see there's a huge big panel at the front of the aircraft, which it won't focus on. Come back. Go that way. I'd rather focus on the dirty oil palette in the background.
It prefers metallic.
The camera.
The Canon is still not fitted, and that was the thing I had all the problems with. I mean, you've got things like the amount of little small decals on this. I don't know if you see along the wing.
What are you putting in your panel lines?
A good question. I had issues, shall we say? I was saying about the decals. You can see the numbers that go along the wing there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are ridiculously small. But the panel lines to do the wash, you mean?
Yeah. What did you use to wash it?
What I used for that one is this stuff that Vallejo make. Whoa, there we go.
It's Vallejo wash. There you go.
Yeah.
Which is it's actually designed for grey and dark vehicles, but it seems to work okay for this. More so on the bottom, which probably won't show up as well. But here we go again. Get the background out of the way. Yeah, I'll move the camera instead of trying to move the blooming aircraft.
You leave it to Vallejo to package basically weak paint.
Yeah, well, that's a fact. You can make your own out of pastel and so on.
Basically weak paint.
Yeah. And this was a disaster area where I had the gun snapped off, so I've got a replacement for that.
Oh.
Which I have to fit, which is sitting down here beside the aircraft. So there's a replacement resin copy. Which I'm leaving it till the very, very end. I had to drill out all of the holes at the end of the barrel, which was very fiddly. Again, it's not focusing. One other issue I had was I painted a white stripe on the aircraft. Again, it's not going to show. Come on, show. I painted a white stripe in the aircraft. I didn't make it big enough, so I ended up having to use the decal. And you can see there's a sort of a white area underneath, which is different to the
all of those shadow of the black of the darker bars.
But again, I'm not going to be picky about it. Those are all done with microsol and microset heath, and it does make. I mean, you can see the way they're set. The ones on the wing, especially.
Yeah.
It just looks like it's been painted. Yeah. And then I was sitting this morning.
Liam, a lot of those things, so they were never perfect anyway.
True. Oh, I know.
The spirals on the spinners.
In the long term, I would like to think I could use masks to do them by painting them rather than. And that's the two wing lights have to be fitted. The red and the green have to go on the end of the wing. And the final thing then is the undercarriage, which I'm working on at the minute. Come on, focus. Which again is not finished painting yet. But and I have a lot of photo edits to add to that, which I don't know if I will or not. I'm sort of getting to the stage where I'm ready to chuck it. And then finally the propellers. And they have a gloss finish at the minute because there's a final two decals to be fitted to those, which are in here, which are these, may not show, spirals.
Curly cues, I see them.
So that's the way of doing that on the aircraft. The last time I did that on a ME-109, I painted it, but I'm glad they have those because it's very difficult to get a decent result. It just looks too rough when you do it the other way. But that's where I am at the minute. Hopefully getting this finished this week because I have to get stuck into both the Star Wars build and my Enterprise, which is a promise for someone. It was supposed to be for September. You'll be lucky to get it there for Christmas. That's the way things are going. But they were talking about the lighting and so on, and I talked about this the last day. But I'll just share this screen. There seems to be an awful lot of hold on the wrong window. Back to that. There's an awful lot of Chinese suppliers now that have started doing pre-wired SMDs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see that one. So, and they've got very, very cheap. At one stage, there was a guy in the UK doing them, and he was charging about £6 for each SMD because of the difficulty in wiring them. But the Chinese companies have obviously caught on. They're available in different colors: warm white, red, green, blue, and so on. That's for 20 for £9, which including delivery is insane. And then all the different colors are available, and they're extremely bright. And the point of that's smaller than the point of a pencil.
What's the voltage?
They come pre-wired. It tells you down here. Hold on 1 second. You can see the size now on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they come. You could use those on a Millennium Falcon or anything. Let me just scroll down to, it should say, yeah, they're the same as a standard LED. There's no
2.8, 3.4 volt.
So they have no resistor on them.
No resistor.
So, I mean, that one of the companies does them with resistors for 12 volts.
Right. I get mine from a company that does for model trains and whatnot, and they are pre-resisted for 9 to 12 volts.
Right. Well, I mean, it's very easy to work it out, and obviously,
Not for me. I hate doing that stuff.
It's usually a 470K.
Yeah. Okay. What's that look like? Somebody do that for me.
Yeah. Well, all right. I will. Sorry.
Do the Chinese employ a lot of miniaturized people to solder these things together? Then
I think it may be Randall, because I have soldered them before. I've done them. I have ones there that I've done, and it's possible, but it's not a job I would like to do on a daily basis.
Are those done on magnet wires, or are they? What's the wire gauge on those?
Those ones I think are. It tells you again. They are 0.28 millimeter ultra slim isolated wires. So they're not
It's
magnet.
like it'd be like wire wrap wire. Yeah.
Yeah, the same as you would use.
Could I use them for this?
Oh yeah, I don't see any reason why not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You could probably light up all 4, 5, 6, 7 of your back engines with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll copy the link into the conversation.
Maybe like the X-wing engines.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Just bear with me a second. I'll copy the link and now, Heath, you can work backwards from there.
Yep.
Copy. Bear with me. Cross, and I'll paste it into the conversation. I can remember where that goes. It goes on there. There you go. So hopefully for the next Hangout, we won't have the same technical issues that I had today. I'll have to go back and analyze what the problem was, and apologies to anyone who was planning to join us or planning to watch, maybe didn't get to watch, but I think the link is now working on the Google Plus site and the Facebook page. I posted the link as well. Anyone else got any other news at the minute? Anything coming up? I don't know if there's any. Well, there was a big event this week, of course, the 48th anniversary again of the moon landing. I'm surprised no one's released kits to celebrate that. And the big 50th coming up in 2 years' time, which might be an idea for a future group build.
Yeah,
could
be.
But
I might even have my Saturn 5 finished by then.
The only other thing, of course, is the San Diego Comic-Con's on at the minute, and there's an awful lot of information being released at that. There was the Mobius.
Franklin.
No, I'm not talking about that piece of
the Franklin.
Discovery.
And that's worse again. Discovery, tricorders, weapons, everything else, uniforms, fantastic. The ship, I do not like. I think it's a stupid design, but that's just my opinion.
You mean the roulette wheel? You don't like the roulette wheel?
Yeah, no, I don't. It's still too Ralph McQuarrie for me, but there you go.
But what's with the cuts in the so that's my problem.
To be honest, the only Discovery model that I'm interested in is the 144 Discovery.
Yeah, he's talking about the Mobius.
Yeah.
The Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
An awkward model to display, but we would all gladly take one if we got one. But
it can be done. I got that one that I built from Federation Models. It's a little bit larger than the Mobius version is going to turn out to be. But you're right. It's an unwieldy beast to put on a shelf, but you only need a shelf about 4 inches deep.
Yeah, it's not very wide, just long.
Yeah. If you can put the Sea View somewhere, you can put this Discovery somewhere. It takes up about the same amount of space.
Right.
My question is, did they get those cutaway holes in the saucer section from the Avengers, or is it just me?
It looks like it's very like the idea is very similar, Heath. I can see where you're coming from, but it just from a structural integrity point of view, I don't see the logic. But
I can tell you one thing: that if that source, the amount of trouble that some people have had with the 537 scale Enterprise, they're going to have a heck of a lot of trouble trying to get that saucer section onto the main body of the Discovery. They're in for a bit of.
I'm not following your conversation. I'm sorry. What did I miss?
No, it means the difficulty
putting the source section, the Discovery source section
onto the neck.
I'm still going back and forth Discovery from 2001 to Discovery from.
Well, we're on the Star Trek one now, so.
Well, it's CGI. They can do anything.
Yeah. Oh, I know, but from a builder's point of view, it's going to be.
Well, that's what I mean. They don't have to worry about practicality because it's CGI. Back when people made models, you had to worry about practicality.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I've seen any amount of 3D printed stuff this week. Someone's done the phaser, and someone's working on the rifle. It's just crazy, you know, how quickly people can get stuff out now.
To be honest, to me, I think Discovery. I'm really worried about it. I really am worried about the show. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be like Anything We Remembered or anything like that, but I'm really apprehensive about it.
Well, I think because it's behind a paywall, it's going to hurt it.
Yeah. That's going
to be the big one that's going to hurt it, because people are not. I don't think are going to go out of their way to get a subscription to that service just so they can watch one show.
I agree with you. Even Star Trek is not a big enough guy.
That only applies to, unfortunately, it only applies to the US because everywhere else will be on Netflix. And over here, Netflix is universal. Everyone has a subscription to it. So the rest of the planet may save the series, but I don't know.
I think they're going to see what their viewership is like internationally, and they're probably going to change their domestic model.
Yeah.
I just think that it's just going to be like tacked on to what we know. You know, I mean, the last show we had was Enterprise. Well,
I'm curious to see what Trek will look like when they don't have to allow for commercial breaks and they don't have to allow for usual standards and practices.
Yeah. I think it might just be like a telly movie or something like a telly episode. You can say with no cuts in the middle of it. Like you can, when you see Next Generation on Netflix, you can see where the commercial break was going to be.
Right. Like, they fade out. The music swells up and then fades to black, and then it comes back.
Yeah, you can tell where the cutscenes are. Yeah.
But when they can do a long form episode and don't have to have those commercials, you're not demanding to have a cliffhanger every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I would like to see what kind of stories they can tell when they don't have those restrictions.
The same thing happened with Voyager. The same thing happened with DS9.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with
well, that's why I always think it's inherently unfair when the Emmys come around and you put broadcast television shows up against pay cable shows, and you expect them to be on an equal footing, and they're not competing equally because they have different restraints. There's some things you simply can't do on network television, storytelling wise.
You know which show is going to win the Emmy, and it's going to be the cable one because they don't have to worry about those certain things like commercial breaks and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the same thing happens over here with what we call the Logies, or as I like to call it, the Loogies. Bit of them.
Just, if nothing else, to finish off before we go today, I thought I would share this. This is the poster, which, the poster harks back to that to me is TOS. It's got a TOS.
Well, it's the Bob Peak artwork from the motion picture.
Yeah. They sort of copied the idea, but the ship.
Yeah, but you see the 4 little points, and all you have to do is shoot those 4 little points, and you've destroyed the saucer.
Yeah.
It's
the only logical reason I could think for having anything like that design would be if they can deliberately separate.
Yeah, that's a lifeboat of some sort.
The lifeboat, yeah.
I think the real explanation is all the crew want a room with a view.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Give you one great camera angle, like there's a lounge inside where you can look and see the outer ring from the inner ring.
Yeah.
and that's about it.
But it looks like a saucer within a saucer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a strange idea. Well,
What's funny is years upon years ago, John Eves did a spaceship design that was intended to be an April Fool's design, and it was, I think it's the April Fool's design for Enterprise, back before Enterprise came out, and he had done this drawing, and it looked almost exactly like that, except for, I mean, it didn't have the same triangle bottom, but it had the same saucer with the cutouts and all that, and he called it the toilet bowl. And, and it was designed as a joke, and that's what has become the design for this series.
But I mean, the thing is, I can't half tell that it's got Vengeance written all over it. I mean, you saw the Vengeance in the dark.
Well, yeah, it's that same cutout design. They've been trying to push that for years.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I did, you know, when I first saw Into Darkness, I thought, what the hell is this? What's this monstrosity?
Oh, you were supposed to.
Yeah,
you weren't supposed to like it.
The bad guys aren't supposed to have nice ships.
Yeah,
no,
you're supposed to like it.
I couldn't believe the size difference. I mean, the Enterprise is supposed to be okay.
Well, yeah, and it ran with like 12 people in crew.
Yeah, and like the thing is, we are meant to, in the Kelvin timeline, which is what they're calling it these days, is that you're told that the Enterprise is this huge, flaming big ship, and yet here comes this Dreadnought class, and I'm going, how am I to believe that in this timeline, that thing's bigger than the Enterprise when we've been told that the Enterprise is bigger than the original series?
Right, they're wanting to make something as big as the Star Destroyer.
Yeah, wait until the 1/350 scale model comes out.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It doubles as the camper.
I'm conscious of the time, guys. So apologies for starting 30 minutes late. First thing, but thank you all for attending today, everyone. Thanks to Heath, and thanks for staying for the full length of the meeting, Heath. Excellent. Thanks to James.
No worries.
You're welcome.
Thanks to Lou, as always, for popping in on this early on a Saturday morning. Thanks to Phil. And last but not least, thanks to Randall. Hope to see you all again the next. Sorry, Heath.
Let me just put it this way, Liam. Don't thank me. Thank my iPad. It actually decided to behave itself.
Oh, thank you, iPad.
Okay, then, everybody. So see you all again in 2 weeks' time, which is the 5th.
Jack should be back by then.
Ah, well, not Jack who?
Yeah.
Jack who?
Jack who? Okay, everybody. So see you all in 2 weeks. Okay.
Take care.
See you.